We're here live at the World Travel Market. Soca Vision's Martin J is with the CEO of the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority. Mr. Colin James, thank you for joining us first of all.
Well, thank you for having me, Martin. It's really been an exciting few days for us, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to actually meet you and to get our message out to our viewers of just how World Travel Market has been going for us. It has been a fantastic 2 days. We just had an unveiling of our new airport, brand new airport, which will be completed at the end of 2013. They've just broken ground a few days ago. It's going to really position Antigua and Barbuda to take advantage of a lot of the opportunities for growth. But more importantly, is going to be enhancing the visitor arrival and departure experience, particularly for the Antiguans and Barbudans who live in the UK, who come back, and particularly for our tourist arrivals and our visitors. Everybody who's coming home, is coming to our shores for a vacation, for a holiday, will be able to be moved swiftly through the new terminal. You'll have the jet bridges. It'll cater for people who are disabled. You know, the cute kiosk check-in systems, state of the art. So we're really proud of that, and we're really happy that we have the opportunity to showcase that to all our travel partners.
I've actually been here watching as they've unveiled it, and it looks very, very exciting. Now, Soca Vision are hoping, keeping their fingers crossed, that we're going to be in Antigua for Carnival 2012 this year, next year. Beyond Carnival, which is what we focus on here on Soca Vision, but beyond Carnival, what is so special about Antigua and Barbuda? Well,
Antigua and Barbuda, as you know, we're really special when it comes to sailing. We have the 5th largest sailing regatta in the world, the largest one in the Caribbean, Antigua Sailing Week, which takes place at the end of April, just after the Easter holidays. And that has been going from strength to strength. We are renowned for the world famous Nelson's Dockyard. So sailing, once you say sailing in the pedigree, Antigua and Barbuda comes close to mind, and that's been working very, very well for us. So we encourage everybody to come home and take part in the facilities and the festivities around Sailing Week, and just experience what we have to offer. Our 365 beaches, one for every day of the year. I mean, the home of such great cricket masters, Sir Viv Richards, Richie Richardson, Curtly Ambrose. Pedigree for cricket and for sports tourism, very, very strong in Antigua and Barbuda. We've actually been doing some programs with some of our cricketing legends, working with schools here in the UK to bring kids down to experience a cricket clinic, practice matches and matches between teams, and encourage that. And also, you know, the parents will come along for their holidays as well. So we're really working on sports tourism, our sailing, our events, carnival, and really trying to position the destination to take advantage of all that we have to offer. But I cannot forget the Caribbean diaspora in the UK, which are traveling in ever increasing numbers. It's a more affluent, growing population. And I'll give you an example. The month of August was our heaviest month for traffic into the Caribbean, into Antigua and Barbuda from the UK. And that's the summer vacation. That's at the low part of the tourist season, but that was underpinned by the strong visitor and friends and families returning back home for our late July, August Carnival. And really an opportunity for people to come down and experience what we have to offer. So we're really, really proud of that. Our Emancipation Carnival, as you know, celebrates Emancipation Day, which is really important for us. And we have positioned the destination now to take advantage of all forms of the market. Just previously leading up to World Cup, the government had some incentive programs where local Antiguans were encouraged to build small properties, build small villas, to be, you know, part of the industry in a real meaningful way. And they have been doing very well, and very much dependent on that type of visitor traffic. So we're pleased at how we're growing. We now have British Airways direct daily flights from London Gatwick into Antigua all year round, while British Airways cut flights to other destinations. They increase to Antigua. So that tells you something. There's a lot of confidence in the destination. We have Virgin serving us 3 times a week. So it's easy to get to. 8 hours. You get up in the morning, you leave at 10 o'clock. You get to Antigua 1:30, 2 o'clock. You can be on the beach for the rest of the afternoon and have a fantastic holiday. So we look forward to having you down, and we look forward to having as many of our UK visitors return to visit Antigua and Barbuda, where you can find the beach is really just the beginning. As the beginning of a real experiential holiday where you can interact with the locals. You can take advantage of many of the beautiful, unique attractions we have. Zip lining through the rainforest, swimming with the stingrays, you know, a donkey sanctuary, a new animal nature park, kayaking, you know, you name it. You can find it in Antigua and Barbuda, and we really look forward with open arms to welcome our visitors, and particularly as we position with our new international airport to really make your experience second to none.
Thank you very much indeed for talking to us, and I can't wait to come down. I'm really, really excited about hitting Antigua Carnival 2012. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
One of the things about social networks is that you can actually feel like you know someone and you've actually never met them. Now, for the last month or so, every time I've tweeted and I've missed out a certain few letters, I've been buffed by the likes of Destra, Bungie, hey boy, don't forget the PR9, ANYE, hash. I'm talking about the Project Runway. It was a competition that was going on, and I'm very, very proud to say that we've got the winner here, Anya.
Yes, well, thanks to all of your tweets, and Bungie, and Fayan, and Marshall, everybody. We won the fan favorite, which was a real landslide victory for all of us.
Now, tell us a little bit about yourself. For people that, you know, we don't get Project Runway over here, so we was like, what's Project Runway? We don't know. Who's Anya? We don't know, but we're voting in it. Why? Trini. Let's do it. You know, tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all, and about the program.
Well, I am a fashion designer. I'm from Trinidad. I was recently on Project Runway, which is a reality TV show based in the US and run by Heidi Klum, the model. And it's a competition like any other X Factor, Apprentice, etc., but with fashion designers. And it was very hard. I learned to sew right before the program so that I could be in the competition. But I've been doing fashion design for about 3.5 years. I actually did go to school. I went to Central St. Martin's in London, as well as Parsons in New York. And yeah, that's about it. I was Miss Trinidad and Tobago. I went to Miss Universe in 2008. So I've been representing Trinidad for a long time.
You're here at the World Travel Market. What's the response been? Obviously, because it's quite fresh. It's only a few weeks ago. You know, what's the response been like?
Oh my gosh, incredible. Even getting to come here with the TDC and represent Trinidad is, of course, a huge honor. And walking around the booths from Malaysia and Thailand and New York, Barbados, like a whole, of course, the Caribbean has responded to Project Runway because it's having one of our own. It's just, you know, it's exciting. But then I'm realizing just by coming here today, how many of the regions around the world have also had exposure to the show and responded to me winning. It's very overwhelming.
So what's the future for Anya now? What happens now?
Well, now is when the real work starts. Making the brand, my clothing line, into an international brand and taking it from where it was in the Caribbean to the rest of the world. And my first step is the US. But now that I'm here in London, I'm getting a lot of encouragement to also bring the line to maybe London Fashion Week. And you know, this opens a whole other world. Every time I come to London, I remember that there's a whole rest of the world going on. And it's a good reminder. It's definitely worthwhile for me to extend. I want it to be international. So,
well, I want to say congratulations and wish you the best of luck. I can't come to the Trinidad and Tobago stand and not talk about Carnival. Are you going to be involved?
Of course. I mean, I've played mass since I was a baby and never ever missed a year. And this year will be the first time that I'm designing a costume for one of the bigger bands. And so that's launching soon, and I can't say who it is yet, but it's going to be great. I'm very excited to be so integrally part of it this time versus, you know, just playing mass. So, and I think that Carnival and fashion go hand in hand. So it's something that I'm really pursuing in my own work.
I've got to start off this interview by saying happy belated birthday from a fellow Scorpion, first of all.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with a true ambassador and icon of Trinidad and Tobago, none other than top footballer Dwight York. Dwight, tell us, you're over here for the World Travel Market 2011, the Just Drop campaign. What's that about?
Well, there's a couple of things that is involved. What we're here for, obviously, is to promote Trinidad and Tobago as an iconic country, a country that you want to come and visit, experience the culture, the people, the weather, the food, all the good things that you wishes in life. And we're here, you know, basically to sort of enforce that a little bit more in many respects in terms of, you know, what our country can give to other people who haven't been able to visit our country before.
Now, obviously, England for you is like, you know, your second home. How does it feel when you come over here and the love is still as great as it is for, you know, you, who's been one of the best footballers that we've actually seen over it?
Well, you know, I'm humbled by the fact that people, even today, you know, that people still recognize you and, you know, take your photo and, you know, really make you feel special. And you know, that's just down not just to me, but you know, for all the hard work I've done over the years, and people acknowledge that. You know, people like to see people who are winners. If you've done things in your career and been successful, people acknowledge that, and that is the situation with myself and my best friend, Mr. Lara.
They're like the terrible twins. Hopefully we're going to get a chance to talk to Brian in a very short while. I know you're very, very busy, so I'm going to say thank you very much indeed. It's the second time I've interviewed you. I'm going to put you on the spot now. Can you remember the only other time that you and I have shared a microphone together?
I got to be honest, you know, I've got to be honest with you. I say I recognize your face. I know you as a person, but I can't remember the actual interview that me and you did.
It was at Queen's Park Rangers, Loftus Road, but QPR weren't playing.
Oh, that's what Trinidad and Tobago was playing then.
Dwight, thank you very much indeed, man. Take it easy.
Pleasure, bro.
When you do what I do, and you support who I support, there comes a time in your life when you get the opportunity to actually talk to one of your idols. Now's one of those times. Brian Charles Lara is here at the World Travel Market. Martin J's here with Soca Vision, and I've managed to grab him. Now, I've seen him for years and years and years. We've crossed paths, but I've never actually managed to share a mic with him. So first of all, it's an absolute honor to be here with you.
Thank you, Martin.
Now, you know, your ambassadorial role for Trinidad and Tobago over the last few years has been absolutely amazing. Tell us what you're here doing this year.
Well, I've been here, maybe this is my about 4th year, and we generally come to try to promote Trinidad and Tobago. Obviously, there are a lot of travel agents here, people that can create a bit of buzz about Trinidad and Tobago, and I think we did a wonderful job again this year. Myself, Anya is here, Dwight is also here as personalities, and we're here just to show the people how much love we have, and you know, coming to Trinidad is a great thing. And I look forward to meeting anybody that comes. You know, I'm not just here to promote. I'm in Trinidad, I'm going to have a good time with you as well. So this is what it's all about, promoting my country, letting you know that it's the best country in the Caribbean.
Now, Trinidad Carnival is coming up, and anyone that follows sport or anyone that followed Brian Charles Lara will know that you're heavily into Carnival. Are you looking forward to 2012?
Yeah, definitely. Carnival is a huge thing for me. Even when I was playing, I was fortunate enough to have a few little breaks in between that period of time. Now that I'm not playing, so I'm fully involved. I consider Trinidad and Tobago more of an event tourism island than say rest and relaxation. I think you need more of a rest when you leave Trinidad and Tobago. Carnival is one of our huge festivals. Obviously we have Diwali and other great festivals in Trinidad and Tobago, Independence, and a lot of people. Christmas is also a great time. And I believe that if you come to Trinidad, you come to have a good time, a great time. You'd meet the most friendliest people in the Caribbean. And yeah, 2012 Carnival is going to be big. Hopefully you'll play in my section.
Brian, look, I'm not going to keep you long. It's an absolute honor talking to you. Thanks for joining us at the World Travel Market, and keep doing what you do, man.
Thank you, Martin.
Good afternoon, everybody. You're there with the World Trade Show here and on the Barbados stand here, and we've had a couple of rum punches. Me and Martin are going to be talking soca, football, Barbados Club, how great Barbados is. You asked me a question.
Mark Bright, thank you very much indeed. Football legend Mark Bright at the World Travel Market. He's absolutely correct. We're at the stand. First of all, why are you here at the Barbados stand?
I'm here because I've been to Barbados for the last 5 years, I think. Good friend of Petra, who's the head honcho in the UK, and I help out with the Barbados Sports Club, and I've been doing it. It's fantastic. What they do is provide some kind of entertainment for the kids who go away on holiday, so they're not bored at the beach. So they can play cricket, they can learn cricket, they can learn football. The girls can go to do netball, and it just gives them a chance every morning for 1 week to go out and just do, you know, enhance their skills at any of those chosen sports.
Now, you've been doing it for a little while. What kind of enjoyment do you get out of it?
Do you know, I work with I coach in the academy at Crystal Palace, and I work with the 10 to 16-year-olds, and it's just the best age because I've been finished for 10 years, so they don't know who I am. You know, the 10-year-olds were just born, the 16-year-olds were 6, so they don't really know who I am, but they know of me. So they just want to learn and enjoy it. And I take the same thing onto a bigger scale with the kids who are on the tourists, because you get some really good kids. Some of the football, some kids who they're associated with teams like Charlton and Palace, Chelsea, a couple of the northern teams as well. So all you do is just try and make it fun for them, because it's hot. You know how hot it is when it's out there. Try and make it fun, enjoyable, and they learn something from the week. So they take something, they get better at something that they couldn't do before they got there. So the parents come and watch sometimes, and they say their kids really enjoy it. They've got a fantastic AstroTurf facility now up near the university, and it's so good to work on because it's the latest technology in terms of like 3G grass. And even if it rains, it doesn't get big puddles on there, and it is really good. And the girls enjoy the netball as well. The only thing is, it's so hot. The professionals just, wouldn't train in that kind of heat, but 10 till sort of 12, and then have a little break, and then a little bit in the afternoon.
Let's talk a little bit of football now, because luckily, this is one of the first seasons that I actually talk about my team being in the top flight. Queen's Park Rangers have finally gone up. Well, let's have your opinion about how QPR are doing so far.
I think they're doing very well. They grabbed, 5 or 6 players just before the transfer deadline after their initial 4-0 beating by Bolton. They've had some really good results. I think Everton they won. I think they beat Chelsea 1-0, which was...
Say that again.
They beat Chelsea 1-0, which was a huge result for West London. And I went down and saw them play against Man City. They lost 3-2, but let me tell you, they deserved a point. And they played Man City, Spurs and Chelsea in a row and got 3 points. And what you have to say to every Spurs fan is, going into those 3 games, would you accept to draw in each game and get 3 points? Everyone would have said yes. So you beat Chelsea, so you're on target. And at Christmas, I've heard Tony Fernandes, he said he's going to buy again in the January sale. So you players out there, you're on your way to QPR.
Come on! Anyway,
it's good to see, because it was a London team. It's good to see them back there. Traditionally, when the Premier League started, QPR always used to finish higher than Chelsea. That caused the animosity, and QPR always played the better football, had the better players, and it's all turned around over the last the Abramovich years, 7-10 years. So I think that's why the Chelsea fans are kind of like looking for that. Look who we are. But QPR, I've got the history.
I love this guy. We could talk to him all night long. One of the things about Mark Bright is that I follow him on Twitter. I bumped into him at Grantley Adams Airport on a couple of occasions.
When you lost some luggage?
Possibly.
Were you going crop over?
Yeah.
Did you lose? You lost some luggage.
Well, I was kind of waiting for it. I didn't lose it, but it took a little while.
Okay, you didn't lose it.
Now, I just personally want to commend you because, as a young black person growing up, I looked up to the black footballers, the likes of yourself, the likes of Ian Wright, John Barnes, you know what I mean? There's too many to mention. But the way that you put it back into the community is amazing, and I commend you for that. We
all do stuff that goes unrecognised, I think, by the press or anything, and you know what it's like. You look ahead at other people and you think, wow, he does really well, and then you become the people who people look at, and you want to set an example to them, and then they become the people. So what you do is you pass it on, you pass it down. And all I did is I admired sort of like Viv Anderson and Cyril Regis and Laurie, Brendan Batson and Garth Crooks, etc. So you become them, and then the younger ones become you. So you just hand it down, and hopefully that you set a good example for people to follow. You can't. No one's perfect. Don't try to be perfect. But what you need to do is make a mark in your industry and set a benchmark for other people to follow. And people can always say negatives about you, but as long as you feel comfortable in yourself that you do the best for your industry. And when football's moved on, and it's huge now, and the coverage, the Sky, the newspapers all have pull-outs. There's loads of magazines, there's loads of channels. There is loads of football on TV. And many it's kind of like overkill at times. But I enjoyed my time. I'm not resentful of the guys now who have the great money, because I enjoyed my time. I played in 2 FA Cup finals, I had 2 promotions, 2 relegations, and 15 years, great. I loved doing what I did for a living. Now I've gone the other side of the camera, and I do the commentary, and I criticise people, and you bump into the players now and again, and they don't like it. But as long as you're honest, and that's all you aim to be. So yeah, I enjoyed the football, loved it to death, enjoying the other side of it now.
Mark Bright, thank you very much, mate.
Martin, you're the geezer.
Thanks. Coming to the end of the day here at the World Travel Market, and I thought I'd save the best till last. When I knew that I was coming here, I said that I wanted to interview this young lady, and I finally got my chance to. Petra Roach from Barbados Tourism Authority, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Good to see you again, Martin.
Now, firstly, I want to commend you on the Barbados stand, because it is by a country mile the best stand here in the Caribbean section of the World Travel Market.
Thank you very much. We really put a lot of thought into what we would have as the theme for the stand, and what we've done is given the year 2012, dedicated it to the era of sport from grassroots to world class. What we've also done is recreated a little bit of the World Weeks and Walcott stand at the Kensington Oval, which, as most people know, is considered the Mecca of the Caribbean. And what we've also done is used a photo montage to depict all the activity that we're doing in the world of sport. What we want to do as Barbados, for Barbados as a destination, is really own the world of cricket outside of the UK. So basically we've entered into quite a few strategic partnerships with the ECB. We've sponsored their T20 competition. We've entered into a partnership with Hampshire Cricket Club as well, where we sponsored their T20 shirts. We've entered into agreement with the Summer Sports Camp in Barbados, where we've got amazing legends like Mike Gatting, like Mark Bright, like John Solarco, those sorts of people, and they actually come over to Barbados each year so that they can do the cricket coaching, the football coaching for youngsters who are both visiting and local between the ages of 9 to 17. We do a lot of work with Lord Taverners, we do a lot of work with Lady Taverners. So really what we've done is employed a multi-level strategy in the field of cricket, and we're also trying to emulate that now in the field of football. We've got a fantastic partnership with Chelsea Football Club, which, as most people know, it's one of the top 4 clubs in the UK, and we believe that if we touch people at the point where they are most passionate, then their affiliation and their affinity with Barbados will be that much stronger. We've also not stopped at Chelsea, but we've also formed a strategic partnership with Derby Football Club as well, which is based in the Midlands. We've got 2 main gateways out of the UK into Barbados, obviously Gatwick and then Manchester in the north. So therefore, with the Derby partnership, we can actually support that Manchester gateway, because, as you know, Derby is about an hour and a half away from Manchester. And then also in the world of football, we had an amazing event which was in its inaugural year this year, which was the British Airways Football Legends Invitational. We had 8 teams out there, 7 Premiership teams, we had 1 PFA team, and we had Chelsea and Manchester United battling in the finals. And for all Manchester United fans, you'll be extremely happy because Manchester United actually won in the end. So people like Andy Cole, Dwight York, Quinton Fortune, we had from Chelsea Gianfranco Zola, Roberto Di Matteo, Gus Poirier.
I really, really admire what you do, and thank you very much indeed for talking to Soca Vision.
Thank you very much, Martin, and thank you all Soca Vision fans.